Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. So the screening I went to was the King for a Day event held at AMC Theaters, where they handed out these really cool hats. But I have to say, I was not really looking forward to King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. The trailers were getting a ton of buzz, they were pushing a lot of online traffic, they were making headlines, but I was not impressed really in the slightest by any of those trailers. And I was like, oh gosh, this movie just looks like it's going to be big and dumb and just blah. So I am very pleasantly surprised and happy to say I had a great time with King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Much better than I had anticipated, for sure. So let's go ahead and start with the positives. First of all, Guy Ritchie has still got it. So I think that this is going to be a lot like his last film, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., in which audiences are going to be really divided. I do think people are going to really like King Arthur, but I think there are also going to be a lot of people who really don't like it and just kind of brush it to the side, like they did with The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And once again, like with The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I'm on the side that thinks Guy Ritchie did a great job. This movie is so stylish, so sleek. Not only is the cinematography gorgeous, but the editing style is fantastic. It's just such a well-crafted, well-put-together piece of film. He takes what would be, and in all aspects should be, a B-level fantasy epic and turns it into a big, grand, beautiful affair. So huge kudos to Guy Ritchie for that. And just the style of this film is so amazing. I love the choices he made. It looks gorgeous. It's edited so well. And we get the kind of Guy Ritchie-esque feeling of music, and the score is wonderful. The use of music in general is great. I loved everything from a technical and style standpoint. And speaking of style, the costuming here was fantastic. In particular, Jude Law's character. I loved all of that character's fashions. Big kudos to the styling department for Jude Law, because he just looked amazing. Of course, I'm completely anti-fur, but obviously this is a different time period, it's a different thing, and just the really cool choices they made with the fur, with the colors, everything he wore was just amazing. But also the costumes for the other characters were fantastic. The production design was really high and really strong. The sets looked great. All things visual, spot on. As for things that were pretty to look at, let's go ahead and talk about those actors, starting with Charlie Hunnam. I thought he was really good here. I don't think it's the Lost City of Z good from Charlie Hunnam, but I think he really played the role well. I feel like he's settling more into film acting now. I think this is a step up from, his other big budget movies like Pacific Rim in terms of his acting. We got those gratuitous shirtless scenes in as well, but I think he played the role really well. I also think Jude Law was fantastic in his role. Eric Bana has a small role. He's good. I think Digimon Hansu, always good. I always like seeing him in films. The couple that kind of brought it down a little bit for me first was Aidan Gillen, because he's literally just playing his Game of Thrones character just in King Arthur. Granted, they are similar properties, but it made me stop several times and just be like, oh, no, never mind. We're not watching Game of Thrones just on the big screen. The characters aren't even similar. Like, they're not even supposed to really be the same type of character. So the fact that he just played him exactly the same was a distraction. Also, Astrid Burgess-Frisbee, who plays the mage. I didn't really enjoy her. I don't know, she felt very one note, very flat. I don't really think she brought anything to the character or to the cast. I wish we would have had somebody maybe in the same kind of style as her, but somebody who could bring some more life and charisma to the screen, because she didn't do anything for me in her role. But I also love that they took the mythology that we've all known a million times with King Arthur, we've heard the story, and really fleshed it out. They brought it into this fantasy world, and it was so fun to watch. From a storytelling aspect, is this a really complex film? No, it's not. It is a King Arthur film. It is a fantasy period film, and it delivers on everything you want a fantasy period film to deliver on, and you have a lot of fun while watching it. So as for the big negatives here in the film, I'm going to say that I think the visuals overall are actually a positive. I think most of that $100 million production budget was put to good use. But every now and then, in particular, when we did like the slow-mo one-on-one fight scenes between King Arthur and this person, or this guy and that guy, it did look like a video game. So it overall looked good, like the creatures and the elephants and everything, they looked spectacular. But then we would get to one-on-one combat and I felt like I was watching a video game. And as I said, closing out the positives, it's not much new. They don't really add to the mythology of King Arthur himself. We're not presented with anything necessarily innovative or groundbreaking in any of the genres this film is in. The script itself, not really that great, and I'd say the dialogue is probably some of the weaker points of the film itself. So you're not necessarily going to get a sophisticated film when you go in to watch King Arthur. It doesn't really push the boundaries or bring us anything new to what you're expecting headed into the theater. But having said that, I didn't need anything new. I just wanted a well-executed, solid King Arthur period fantasy drama, and that is exactly what I got. I think that Guy Ritchie delivered exactly the movie I would have wanted him to deliver, and I'm just stunned at how much I personally really enjoyed King Arthur. So these type of big fantasy pieces really appeal to me. So if you like fantasy movies, if you like King Arthur's storyline, if you like period pieces, I say give this a full price ticket. It definitely deserves being seen on the big screen because it's gorgeous, and I think you're going to have a good time. If you're just looking for a big movie to kind of kick off your summer, King Arthur's it. Give it a full price ticket. If you're looking for our first Best Picture nominee, then you can probably go ahead and just skip this one altogether. Otherwise, go see it in theaters for full price. I don't think you'll regret it. It's a good time. You'll leave satisfied. So, that is my review of King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see King Arthur? And what is your favorite Guy Ritchie film? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!